how you set up your class websites, just in general, is you want to go to the share button up here in the nav bar. So you're going to click share, and then with students and families. So after you click on that, then you'll see this is the class website page. So if you don't have any class websites yet, this is exactly what it will look like. So then you'll just click the create a class website button, and then it pulls this up for you, and there's the title. So you can change this if you want to. I'm going to change this to period 1. And then it already creates the URL for you, which if you want to edit the URL, you can. Like I could change this to period 1 if I wanted to, or whatever the name of your class is, or your name, or whatever you want to put there, you can change it. And then you select the courses that you want to put into that class website. So for me, I just want my period 1 to show up. When I taught, it was at the high school level, so I would have created a different class website for each of my class periods. I know that for elementary, those teachers have the same group of students all day. So if this was for an elementary teacher, like if this was like English, math, social studies, morning meeting, then you could select all of those for the same website. So you can select multiple ones and then just close them out if you don't. But for me, I would create one for each of my class periods since it'd be for different students and families. What grade level are you?
Middle school.
Okay. So you have different groups of students.
Yeah, I'm sub-separate, so I have four different subjects.
Okay. Yeah. So you would probably want to have 4 different class websites for each subject. Unless they were the same students, then you could put it all in one.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's how you do that. And then if you want to show your units, there's just this toggle right here. And then all you have to do is turn that on. Okay, so this is turned on. My class website is created. So all I have to do is go to visit website. Right now, you don't see anything. So there's nothing on here yet. That's because you have to pick out what you want to show up. So this is really good for like if you have in your lesson plans notes for you, or if you have accommodations, modifications, stuff like that that you don't want students, families having access to, then you just don't put that on your class website. I know there's some teachers, they might only put a homework card and have that show up on their class website, and that's it. That's all they want their parents, their students' parents, families, and the students being able to see. Okay, I'm going to go back here. So all you have to do for your students and families or whoever you want to have access to this website, all you have to do is just copy the URL and then give it to them. They don't need a login. They don't need a password, anything. All they need is the URL and they are all set. Okay. Again, on this page, if you want to create another one, like for you, 4 different subjects, then you would create a class website and then you just set it up and select the class that you want to be for that class website. Okay. Now, so you can pick out what you want to actually show up on there. I'm going to go back to my week. So these are my lesson plans like for this week. So I can choose what I want to show up. So if I would probably want standards. So on the standards card, if you hover over it, you'll see this little globe and that will show on the class website. So I want that card to show up. I also want the agenda to show up, so I can choose that. Now, since I already have all these lessons planned, then I'm just going in individually and I'm showing on the class website, so they will show up. Here, that's going to show up. I want my agenda to show up. This one to show up, and this one. Also my Friday to show on the class website. And then if at any point you decide you don't want a certain card to show up, or if you accidentally click one, then you can just click back on that globe and click hide. Then it will be off of your class website. Okay, now that I just did for my individual lessons because I already have these lessons planned. But if you know that there are certain cards you want to show up every week, every day on your class website without having to go through individually and click that, what you want to do is go to your templates and click show on class website. So you can go to your settings and then click on templates. And then here's my period 1. So I can edit this template. And I know that I want standards card to show up. And I always want the agenda card to show up. Then I'm going to hit done. So then if I go to the next week where I don't have anything planned, these are just my templates, you'll see that they're already visible on the class website. So now you don't have to go through and do it individually. If you know there's certain cards you always want to show up. Okay, now for the unit plans, you want to click into your unit. I'll just go back to my week I have planned. So you click into your unit, and then over here, you want to do the same thing. So here's my unit 1. If I want all of this unit plan to show up on the website, then I do the same thing with the cards that I want to show up. So show on the class website. I want my objective to show on the class website. Your links, like you might have a spot in your unit plan where you're just kind of throwing materials or resources that you might use. Maybe you just come across a video or something that you like and you just throw it in there. So maybe some cards are like more just for you to throw things into to have it somewhere. So you might not want to show that on the class website. So I'll just leave the YouTube links off because maybe I might not show those or not. And then I have my week 1 plan. So I could show that on the class website, show my week 2 on the class website. And, you know, I don't know how far ahead you plan, but you might not be totally done with your week 3 or week 2. Then just don't show those yet. You can just go in when you have that done and click show on the class website. Okay, so that's on the class website. I'm going to click out of this and then go back to share, back to students and families, go to my website, and then go to my week. Let's go back here. Okay, so here's all those cards that I clicked to show up on the website. So here they are. Another thing to note is that if you have links or something, like if you have a homework card or a materials card that you want to show up, and you add links in there, students can click on those and pull those up. So like if a student was gone and there was a video you watched in class, or there's a link to an assignment they need to do, if they're gone, they can just pull up the website and they can open up those links. Or if there's certain links you want parents to see, you could put that in there and they can open up right from their class website. Okay, so then as I move forward, like you'll see this next week, I didn't have anything planned yet, so that's why nothing's showing up. But once I have plans in there, those cards that I put to automatically show up in my template are going to show up here. Okay, I'm going to go back. You can see the unit is here. So if I click on that unit, here's all the cards that I set to show up on the website. They are all here. If you put in links there, they can click on those. So whatever you want your students and families to have access to, that's what you'd want to put here, and that's what you'd want to put to show on your class website. They can open up the different lessons within the unit. I'm going to go back to my week. You can go to the units tab. So if your families or students, they just want to open up the units instead of seeing the lessons, they can go here and they can pull all of those up and it will show those.